also forced 3 changes on the bench as well. Jake White going for a 5-3 forward split. Here come the Bulls, not in their traditional sky blue, but rather in white tonight with some light blue trim as they make their way out onto this wonderfully manicured pitch. It's a little wet underfoot. There's been rain about. There was some rain expected this evening, and while it was spitting a little earlier, there's nothing about in the air. There are a few Bulls supporters though, but a man making his way out alone ahead of his teammates is Tommaso Menoncello, the 22-year-old, born and raised in Treviso, a man who is a local favourite, a local hero, makes his 50th appearance for his childhood club, and has been one of the standout players, not only for his club Benetton Rugby, but indeed since making his Italian test debut as well. Standout performer at the Six Nations this year as Italy enjoyed a rather successful campaign. He was player of the championship. The remainder of the Benetton players making their way out in largely black jerseys. The referees, led by Ireland's Owen Cross, taking charge of his 22nd league game, the man from Limerick. Actually refereed his very first URC match in 2021-2022 season. It's Benetton's home game against Cardiff, joined by Andrea Piardi and Franco Rosella. Brian McNeice of Ireland is the TMO for this evening's encounter. But before we get into the match proper, we are going to have a moment of silence for Claudio Baleccio, a long-time servant of Italian rugby who served the Rugby Federation and indeed took Udine Rugby most notably to great heights from very humble beginnings. More than just polite applause for a man who made his mark on Italian rugby genuinely. Benetton hosting the Bulls this evening, having suffered successive 30-plus points defeats in the second and third rounds after their opening round draw against Scarlets, before securing their first win of the campaign against the South African side, the Sharks, by 28 points in round 4, then beating the Dragons by 10 points at Rodney Parade last weekend. They will have kick-off. The Vodacom Bulls find themselves coming into this fixture after 3 successive victories with a loss to Scarlets by a point last weekend. We are underway in Treviso as round 6 of the United Rugby Championship gets underway. The Bulls and Benetton going head-to-head, and Benetton with the very first penalty of the game, just 10 seconds in.
Offside.
Delighted to say that alongside me for this evening's fixture is the former Springbok, a man who played for a host of club teams over the years, but most notably for the Springboks, Tinus Delport. And Tinus, very early on, the offside call, the penalty awarded, and an early chance for Benetton to put points on the board.
Great start here for Benetton, really pushing through on that momentum that's been built.
Yes,
Last 2 wins, notably that very impressive away win against the Dragons.
It's
exactly what the Bulls did not want after that second half performance against the Scarlets last week.
Yeah, you're 5 seconds ahead of the one in the stadium. Okay.
Renat Ludwig is guilty of reacting and picking up the ball after it was spilled forward.
Successfully slotted. Albornoz in his first start. Very successful rugby championship campaign for Argentina. Star playmakers.
Okay, Bulls all behind.
Getting Benetton on the board within a minute of the start of the game. Benetton. They'll be looking to build on the early points. It's not going out of play. It'd be remiss of me not to chat about the overnight illness that struck the Bulls camp, it seems, with 4 changes being made to the squad, and one of those is Keegan Johannes, the scrum half, starting at fly half as a result of Buddha Chamberlain coming down with something. And that might just shift things around a little. Here's Van Heerden wearing jersey number 25.
Use it!
Papier. Protection from Wilco Low. Box kick from Papier. Asking the runners to chase. Just outside the 22, so not able to take the mark.
There, okay? We're going back for a penalty for obstruction against 2 white.
Obstruction penalty against Jan Grobbelaar.
Yeah.
Number 2 penalties for the Bulls to start with. Offside here against Jan Grobbelaar. Of course, his red card was rescinded from last week.
Okay.
There we go. That's the obstruction run, allowing Keegan Johannes
push, okay?
just to change forward momentum.
For making a tackle.
Let's talk about Keegan Johannes and those changes, the resultant changes for the Bulls. Big impact, small impact, do you feel in this game overall? Is Michele Lamara, the Benetton captain, is just getting a little bit of treatment?
Yes, I think it's quite a big disruption for the Bulls. There's been a lot of pressure on them this week to perform after last week's disappointing result. They would have prepared the whole week with Buddha Chamberlain there. They did also go for the 6-2 split on the bench. Oh, sorry, the 5-3 split on the bench. But that whole backline on the bench has also been changed. Zach Berger coming in, Chris Smith and Harold Foster. So all of those preparations that they've done through the week has been disrupted with this illness.
So Reno Smith just beyond the 50-meter line. Reno Smith struck this beautifully and it's through. So Reno Smith converts a second early penalty for Benetton. They lead 6-0 in the early stages of this URC tie in round 6.
He's really stepped up his game, Reno Smith.
Their push again, if we check that.
Performance against the Sharks 2 weeks ago was phenomenal.
Yeah, player of the match performance in that 38-10 victory over the Sharks. It's Johannes. Going deep. Fairly comfortable for Benetton to have a little bit of room to run at. Bulls taking it to the tackle, but still inside their 22. Got BC being told to use it. A little too far for Odogwu to chase. We're under control by Devin Williams, though. The catch just beyond the 50-meter line.
Good clearance though there by RBC.
The box kicking from Jake White, director of rugby for Vodacom Bulls. The box kicking from the scrum halves for Benetton has been exceptional so far this campaign. A number of retained kicks has been impressive as well. To go down the line towards Creel. Taken forward now by Sol Katsia. Van Heerden, wrestling runner who really impressed at an under-20 level. An opportunity with the Bulls this campaign and looking to continue his upward trend and trajectory against Chakweni.
Good work, boy.
Starting his loose head tonight for Jake White's side. Papier again, finding Johannes. He looks to loft one. She's up to challenge. Reno Smith can't hold on, and Kanan Moody is there to take full advantage of it. Creel brings it down. Papier, Grobbelaar skips low, finds Johannes. Pop pass inside, it's lovely running. Devin Williams managed to hold on. Little tap though has brought him to ground. He gets up and makes a few extra meters. And the captain, Ulrich Low. To Wilco Low. On the 22 are the Bulls. Looking for a response after the 2 early penalties from the ball by Benetton. Papier finding Kobus Visa. Currently Arendse. He's coming off his wing and joining the back line.
Wait.
Bulls hustling along. They're going through the phases here. Benetton screaming for players to Charge out toward the far side. Kane and Moody, he's got the ability to break through the gaps. Find a clearance on this occasion. The Bulls continue to muscle their way forward. They are continuing to run. Ulrich Loh looks to take it a few extra meters, has done so successfully. Now Reinhard Ludwig to the tackle. Papier again. Crisp passing from the base. Wilco Loh. This is stoic defence from Benetton. Bulls are edging forward ever closer. Wilco Loh puts himself in the back line, expecting a pass perhaps to come his way. It's Cobus Wiese who takes it forward before being driven back a little among the tacklers. Mirko Spaniolo. Ludwig again. Play lock or flank. Wilco Loh has lost it. And Reno Smith has the opportunity to put in the clearance. Nobody back for the Bulls. A little bit of a chase on for Janci. For Williams. Oh, he's done brilliantly to get away from the tackler. Given his players a little bit of time. Marcel Katsir gets in. Just protecting the ball. One handling error after several phases. He's putting the balls back nearly 50-odd meters. Again, Reno Smith. The high ball this time takes successfully.
Use it!
Okay. Garbisi again being warned to use it. And the brother of Paolo Garbisi, the fly now based in Spain. Part of the Italian squad, upcoming for the Autumn Nations series though. Charged down. Ulrich Loh got a hand on that, but that is another penalty to Benetton.
Very patient defence here by Benetton. It's definitely an area that they've worked on a lot. Giving any penalties away, absorbing all of the pressure the Bulls have been brought on. Bulls a little bit guilty for me, just playing within those 15 meters, not really stretching the Benetton defence out wide. And the one time they do it, they have Wilco Loh there, and the ball gets turned over.
It was a massive hit, to be fair, from Ignacio Brex, who's renowned for his defensive abilities in that back line. He's among the 11 Italian internationals that have been called up for the Autumn Nations series, who are in the starting lineup for Benetton against the Bulls here this evening.
That's impressive.
17 Benetton players in the Italian squad, half the Italian squad from Benetton Rugby. Marco Bortolami, former lock who represented Italy, over 100 test appearances, captain every club side he played for as well, Bortolami, as Bulls have a penalty now.
Preventing it from getting to the contest. Here's your mark.
Benetton, they're guilty of not
I understand you're frustrated too, but
ball
I
in
get
the
it, I
line-out,
get
and then we're from the loose ball, holding a Bulls player back, and that's why the penalty is for. That's the hold back there.
Okay, just come to the
Stand over.
This is your mark at the outside of the line there, okay? Yes, yeah, number 3, yeah, perfect.
So 10 minutes down, Benetton, courtesy of 2 penalties, one converted from beyond the 50-metre line by that man, Reno Smith. South African Sevens player in years gone by, a Sharks player as well. Devastating against the Sharks last time around. Advantage being played to the Bulls here after the knock-on from Lamaro. To Van Eerden, beyond the 50-metre mark. Marcel Katsir.
Advantage over now.
Advantage over Ulrich Loh, ball in hand. Inside the Benetton half, but not by much. Bulls being driven back a little.
Use it! It's brought back in. Okay, wait, 2-2, wait. Keep retreating. Hold on. It's inside. Okay, Bulls, keep retreating. Keep retreating.
Very comfortably.
Okay, hold on. Teresa
Goes to boot. A bit of a kicking contest now. Janci under the high ball, makes no mistake.
Use it.
All of his Springbok caps within the space of 6 months in 2018, Abila Janci.
Use it.
Several internationals for Jake White's side that went up against Benetton, seeking to avoid a second successive loss, while Benetton go in search of a third successive URC victory. going run straight through the middle. Benetton up toward the halfway line. Ismaila, Tongan international. Chikwedi looking rather pleased that the arm went up in the ball's favour.
Great work there by Johan Grobelaar, getting over the ball. Benetton being penalised for holding on. His read was
Just take a step for me, please.
perfectly timed. He's been rewarded with a spot now in the touring squad for the Springboks, together with Volker Low after the injury of Jan-Hendrik Wessels.
Yeah, an unfortunate ankle injury for Jan-Hendrik Wessels. He's been brilliant as a utility forward. Can play hooker or prop indeed. It's among those unavailable for the Bulls as a result tonight. And the likes of Rowan Nortje, Gerard Steenkamp, Willie Leroux being rested after starting against Ospreys but not against Scarlets.
9, stay now.
David Creel is back, so too Grobelaar, both having red cards rescinded in the last couple of weeks. Van Heerden takes.
5, over.
Grobelaar at the back. They're going to use Papier, or are they going to try to march this towards the try line?
Use it!
Creel. Bono's hits him, but doesn't stop him entirely. And the Bulls
Leave it 2.
now within 5 metres of the Benetton try line. Grobelaar seeking options, and the ball's been lost. Benetton feed at the scrum.
Just look at that reaction from Kanone after that hit. Alex Lowe there, charging through. And the secondary hit and lodges the ball there. He did really well coming from depth, running with pace onto that ball. But it is still a little bit slippery after that initial rain.
Yeah, time off.
After 14 minutes, the Bulls have got nothing to show for the sparse opportunities they've had.
Yeah, despite a couple of really promising entries into the Benetton 22, on both occasions though, having lost out possession through handling errors.
Yeah, of course.
Nicolo and Lorenzo Canone, the brothers from the Benetton side, both Italian internationals, both from Florence, both now Benetton stars. The defensive effort from Benetton has been superb, and they've forced the handling errors from the Bulls.
There, right. So sad.
What Benetton is doing really well on defence is they're not overcommitting to the breakdown and to the tackle, and have the initial tackler, and everyone stands up.
Right, the message for
Form that line.
in that setup, okay?
The Bulls have to try and penetrate.
So left. Thank you. And left. Yes, of course.
So many have made their way into the venue. It's a venue that is gradually being improved. The infrastructure upgrade has been impressive. Cameron Arnekom has made his way on for Ulrich Lowe. Certainly from a Bulls perspective, I'll hope that it's not permanent for the captain, Ulrich Lowe. Arnekom is on. 22-year-old from Ceres. Benetton feed. It's a big scrum from the Bulls, but the ball is out quickly for Benetton, who go to boot. Slip in rather wet conditions. Ball is safely out of play.
Go down, let's get the ball in, please.
Power and strength of Volker Lowe there on the tight head side.
I think a man who certainly doesn't underestimate the forwards on this Bulls side is Marco Bortolami, who's invested in a great deal of big, powerful forwards. They've improved their defence tremendously over the last couple of seasons. Last season were quarter-finalists before losing out to the Bulls. There's another handling error. Ball down this time, Cameron Arnekom
Advantage over.
knocking the ball on. Advantage over as Devin Williams brings this under control. He had options, nearly running into his own man.
Use it.
Benetton half.
Use it!
The Vodacom Bulls.
Back in. 3, let him go.
But if you look at the defensive discipline from Benetton now compared to a couple of seasons ago, you can see the impact that Portolami has made on their defensive structure. And the fact that they conceded, was it 20-odd fewer tries last season than previous seasons in the URC?
Yeah, and that is a defensive pattern that's developing, and they're getting more and more confidence in it. You can see there the guys trusting each other. They give that extra yard. No one overcommits. No one gives a discipline penalty by being offside. And if the bounce of the ball goes your way, the bounce of the ball goes your way.
Speaking of bounce of the ball, that bounced only just inside. But BC lofted it, was looking at it anxiously. Johannes was willing it out. Bounces just to the field of play and then out.
In touch there, Bomber.
Benetton at the line out because the ball had come off Johannes in a way. They're running the lines nicely. Couldn't feed the ball out to Menoncello, who's seen very little of the ball so far this evening. Garbisi's the box kick more often than not. Here's Williams.
Okay. Keep coming in midfield.
Territorial gain again by Benetton there and Garbisi. The third in stats in terms of kicking from hand, with 137 kicks coming into this match. So they are very reliant on their kicking game, getting in the right territory. There they forced Gianti on a forced kick, and they've gained about 20 meters in territory, and most importantly regained possession to attack from this line out.
I'm giving your front player a gap, okay? I asked you to be on him to respect that gap. Thank you. Yes.
Surumaila, 27-year-old Tongan international from Iwa, a small island just east of Tongatapu in the southern group of Tongan Islands. He spent most of his career, though, in New Zealand.
No, it's after foot play.
Quickly out to Izakor, who's lost it forward.
Yes.
Able to control in the rather damp conditions, and Kurti Arends is unable to control after the advantage was being played.
It's just the coming together there, okay, lads? There's no foul play in that. We've got 2 knock-ons. First by Benetton, second by Bulls. Strong Bulls.
Easily explained by referee Owen Cross. Easy to loft it out towards Izakor. And while he's a brilliant and agile player in open play, it's his tackling ability that is so very impressive.
I don't see lifting the ball and then it
Very high work rate. 52 tackles coming into this match.
So, first team set up on your ball. Let's give them the same.
It's really hard. 6'5", 110 kilograms.
Last season was the Tackle Machine Award winner. 188 tackles at a 98% success rate in the United Rugby Championship. Very impressive worker who's earned his way into the Italian Test squad. He made his debut against England earlier this year in the Six Nations.
Set! Nice quick reset. I think we're both slipping. Yes, we'll move after that. Yeah.
Certainly not easy in the damp conditions underfoot. We've seen it before in Treviso, where the scrummers needed to move a few meters sideways, just crab a little, owing to the fact that it's the ground has been churned up underneath the boots of the enormous players who sit in the scrums. 20 minutes down, a quarter of the way through the fixture. Benetton, 2 penalties on the board. One by Albornoz and another from long range by Reno Smith. Bulls call. Taken quickly by Arnacom. Park for Enrichelo in the early minutes of this URC tie.
Okay,
Way back towards Keegan Johannes. Smith sits himself. And under no pressure, Reno Smith drops his head after dropping the ball. He recognises what an error it was.
Yeah, he'll be very disappointed with these
stability from you guys.
high skill set.
I need more.
No pressure. You just see there. He has a look up before he's had the ball in his arms.
Stability, okay? Like I said, you just.
That is a very
I told you my calls are going.
good result for the Bulls. And Keegan Johannes, after a kick that went way too far in terms of contesting.
Just a quick look at the Benetton bench that includes Thomas Gajo, who recently returned as well, the Argentine prop who had an excellent 2024 Rugby Championship. Enzo Vaca as well, who scored that amazing try against Dragons. Negri, Suliani, such great contenders, great ball winners as well. Eli Snyman.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Bulls penalty.
That's the power of the Bulls front row.
Below your hips and hinge.
Number one pressure on Spaniolo. Just hinging. You can also see Ferrari here on the tight head side, pouring in and hinging down. This was our question before. Who's going to take kicking duties now that Buta Chamberlain is not starting, but Keegan Johannes stepping up.
Better height, okay?
Certainly a few options, but missing Buta Chamberlain, who's been excellent in terms of his kicking ability throughout the campaign, and man who's also excellent at slotting drop goals. Former shot then unavailable last minute after overnight illness, he and three of his teammates. So Johannes to get the balls on the board in Treviso. Successful from Johannes. The balls take nearly 23 minutes, but they are on the board. Trail by 3. And a solid penalty. Converted by Keegan Johannes. Set to start on the bench as the reserve scrum half for today's tie. Taken out of play. Currently Arendse doesn't have too many options here. He's been helped along his way by Bernard Ludwig, most notably. Papier has the way of Grobbelaar. Still inside their own 22. The ball is lost, it's been lost backwards.
Use it! West.
Setting up for the clearance and successfully done by Keegan Johannes.
Number 20. Back off.
Good couple of minutes here for Keegan Johannes. We've settled his nerves. 3 points he kicked off the tee.
Sorry.
That was a good clearance. Good control there by the Bulls, even after the ball spilled backwards.
Yeah,
Just kept their composure, got their exit strategies right.
Okay, Bulls.
Ulrich Loh, meanwhile, has returned to the pitch. Cameron Arnakum back onto the bench he goes.
5.
Maile going to Canone. Back to Maile though, not scrum off Garbisi. Here's Menoncello, takes it into 2, but he's brought down by Ulrich Loh, recently returned. To run the line now, Garbisi again joining Udogu, has lost it forward, advantage to the Bulls. Gallagher smothers the ball, looks to bring it under control, but that'll be Bulls' ball after the knock-on.
Benetton shaping up on that attack. Good hard run there by Menoncello. Took 2 Bulls defenders to bring him down. He was still able to get over the gain line. After that, they were a little bit too rushed.
It is simply smooth.
The knock-on, allowing the Bulls now to get back in the game. And after that last scrum and scrum penalty, Bulls will be very confident going into this.
It was recently announced as well, the world champions Springboks South Africa are going to be hosting Italy in a 2-test series next July. Players from both these sides will be aiming to be a part of that series. Johannes calling for the mark. And Gallagher offered a fullback. Takes comfortably.
Go another set. Keep going.
Gallia, England-born to a mother of Italian descent and an English-born father of Irish descent who represented New Zealand. John Gallia, part of the 1987 World Cup winning All Black squad.
Benetton on the line. Benetton on the line.
Great to have your choices like that. Pick and choose where you want to play your rugby.
And is now a test player for Italy.
Cinque.
Celebrates his birthday tomorrow, does Matt Gallagher. So looking for an early birthday present with victory for Benetton over the Bulls here ahead of the 5-week URC break with the internationals coming up. Penalty to Benetton.
Bulls line out.
You've missed it. You've gone straight off.
Lost.
Your arriving players, okay? Arrive up, please.
Very good pressure there by Rutsa. Contesting and then poaching the ball from the Bulls.
Well, that's brilliantly kept in play. Now there are options for Devin Williams. Steps one and then ball on the boot. Throw in taken quickly by Benetton.
Retreat!
There goes to boot. Williams charged down by Albornoz, is caught by the Argentine fly half.
Use it.
So no tries as yet as we approach the half-hour mark in this game. Bulls in possession, deep inside their own half. Towards the halfway line. Gallagher has missed out at it. Janchi looks to capitalise, looks to keep it in play, but he's touched the chalk on the far side and it'll be a throw-in.
Good pressure there by Gianchi.
You're lucky there. But if you just give him more control, you're able to target the ball.
Very unfortunate, Ambrose probably couldn't get the ball away to the left flank from that deep kick.
Lovely take by Isakor, again being used in the line out this evening.
One stop.
Options with Nicolo Canone, Federico Rusa. Indeed, Isakor. Carbisi. No tester here. Janchi successfully underneath it, but has his legs taken out from under him.
Okay. Relax. Thank you.
Seems to be fine.
In the space, there's a contest and taking him after it. It's just a penalty. Be careful.
Word of warning from the referee, just a penalty.
Does really well there. Eyes on the ball, goes up towards the ball, into the ball. Bornos running underneath him, taking his legs away. Can be very lucky there. Luckily for Gianchi, he didn't fall badly.
Yes, there you go.
If anything was on his back or neck area, that could have been a lot worse for Albornoz.
He's certainly a key asset for this Benetton side. Second highest point scorer in the Rugby Championship this year. Fresh from kicking those 18 points to help Argentina retain the Puma Trophy when they beat Australia. Scoring the most points ever against the Wallabies in a single match when they won 67-27. Chase on here for the Bulls. Janchi coming back, but he's under immediate pressure again.
No lift on the ball. No lift on the ball.
Ross was there, showing his pace. Wonderful field vision as well from
the
Argentine fly half. He had been told to use it. Once again, looked to take it into the tackle.
Use it!
Nicolo just giving Papir an extra metre and a half or so.
Yeah, very concerning here for the Bulls. Second line out in a row being lost. Miscommunication there between Johan Froblar, Kubas Visa.
It's good work from you.
The jumpers not finding anyone there.
Timing right, don't leave the line
tow
around.
it forward.
Let's get our timing right, please, Benetton.
The Bulls under more pressure.
What's rather remarkable, though, is that head-to-head, Benetton successfully from the line out. Here's Brex, goes through one, almost gets past the second as well. Only just holding on. Creel with fingertips has managed to bring Bricks down. The little knock-on from Benetton. It'll be Bulls ball.
So I can't award knock on Benetton. Avanti.
That's the danger and the power in the centres for Benetton. Bricks there, driving through Keegan Johannes. Unfortunately, with that offload, the ball gets spilled.
It's a perfectly good contest for me there, okay? I'll just ask you to bring the message to the captain as well, but I understand your point. But for me, it's a good game. No, I'm happy with it. Much better than last one. That's the standard.
Of course,
That's the good
this
standard
season,
last one.
if you do not contest for the ball, if it doesn't go straight down the middle,
That's the standard at last scrum, okay? Good height and good
gets given
stability.
to the attacking side. If you do put that pod up
Yes,
to
left
contest,
to right.
it's got to be straight down the middle. That's the question that's been asked. The Bulls players there for Mr. Owen Cross.
It looked like Cobus Visa just asking a question of the Irish referee.
Crouch!
A couple of weekends ago, gave a red card to David Creel, who subsequently rescinded the match against the Ospreys.
Play it away.
He pulls it out.
Back inside and touched. All onside, touched by Benetton.
Smith calls Gallagher to take it.
Okay, retreat.
Gallagher claims. Looks to loft it with his left. Under
Backwards.
pressure. It's gone back. Here. Brought to ground by Bricks. Thrown on there to try to protect possession for the Bulls, but it's not enough. Benetton have come away with it. Spaniolo looking to go laterally rather than straight ahead before being brought down by a heavy hit from Marcel Coetzee. BC quickly out again, using the forwards now. Benetton quickly through the hands. Advantage being played to Benetton. Little kick through, chase on for Dogu. Janchi comes across and knocks the ball out of play.
We have a penalty for not rolling him.
Lovely hands again.
He's attempting to get the ball.
Benetton gets that forward momentum and that flow. They are looking dangerous.
Yes, but it's a genuine attempt to play the ball.
That was the counter-rucking there by Brex, leading the way from the wide ball. An opportunity to counter-attack against a loose Bulls defence.
So coming back for the penalty, and Benetton are going to go for posts. Why I say this is a rather remarkable scoreline in fixtures between these sides is head-to-head. While Benetton beat the Bulls in the 2021 Pro 14 Rainbow Cup final, the Bulls have won all four of their United Rugby Championship fixtures since then in what's been traditionally high-scoring affairs, because Benetton averaged 29 points per game against the Bulls. Bulls averaged 37 points per game against Benetton. So traditionally, you're looking at a massive scoreline between these two. But no tries as yet, and we're 6 minutes away from the end of the opening half. Sneaks inside the upright, and Benetton go to 9. They lead by 6.